These are the Harbor Freight solar panels. So the panels used to be kind of over here, but then the house was obviously going to shadow them, and actually I think was just about on top of where they were going to be. So they got to move, put them over here. So when I had built these, I used these brass terminal blocks, terminal screw panels. So you got a positive and a negative rail, and you just join them up, and then I come out through a 10 gauge wire. The Harbor Freight panels come with a connector on them. I cut that off and spliced on these, or crimped on screw terminal ends. The weight, what you watch out for, at least on these, and all of the ones I got are this way. I check them every now and then when I'm wiring. There's one wire that's got ribs on it and one that doesn't. The ribbed is positive. All right, so if you look for that, check it with your meter to be sure. A lot of the wires are getting faded. Like you can see, this red is just really faded from the sun. It's starting to get weather checked even. That's not good. And that's what it's supposed to look like. So the sun is just killing these. But I've got 10 or 11 pieces of this lightweight 1-inch PVC pipe. This is not Schedule 40. I meant to get Schedule 40, just picked it up, didn't notice that it felt so light. Okay, and I got like 10, I think 10 or 11 pieces of it. You can see, yeah, there's a screw in there, right? I'm not likely to move these very much anymore. Change things up if I wanted to, but this is working good enough that I'm probably going to leave it for the most one at a time. So I'm going to disconnect the thing, push it through, and for now, I'll pull that wire through. When I moved the panels over here, because they would have been in the way of the house. These were in the way, so I got them out of the way, cobbled it together, and left it. And there was wires hanging, and there was like no zip ties, no looming. They were just a mess. Some of the wire was starting to already degrade in the sun. That's why we loom and so on. This is the thin gauge PVC pipe. Their Schedule 40 is really nice and heavy. These holes, I drilled them with a 1/2-inch spade bit in one side but not the other. Then I could run a screw through here and then get the screwdriver in here. The screw goes all the way through so that the head rests inside of here. That just holds it there. It's just enough, good enough, right? So once you got these mounted, then you can push the wires through them. So I don't have to loom all of this in here. I just loom the ends of it, okay? And it supports the wires. They don't bounce around in the wind, which is also a factor, all right? So I just loomed it, taped them, shoved them in, okay. Put some kind of a box or something over that just to keep the sun off of them. So all of my wiring is now inside of PVC pipe or conduit. This is plumbing pipe. This is not conduit, and these are plumbing elbows. If you were doing this the right way, you would use that gray looking stuff, which is actually electrical conduit. This is what a correct wiring elbow looks like. It's much, I mean, if you see that, and then you look over there and you see the radius on those, you can get wire to go through that. And you know, if you use like a fish tape, which I do have, you could go around several corners, just keep pulling the wire with this long tape. So a fish tape is a flexible piece with a hook on the end. You tape or tie a wire to it, and then you can pull it all the way through the pipe. It works out really well. Except that will stand up better to the sunlight. Okay. Now what happened was I bought enough of that for what I thought I was doing, then I changed a few things, ran out of that. So I just used up any leftover plumbing that I wasn't using for anything else on this project. So if you are going to do this kind of thing from scratch, don't buy PVC pipe, buy conduit. It's more sun resistant. Wiring through these little elbows, these are 1-inch pipe, and this is a regular plumbing elbow. You cannot really push or pull a wire through that elbow. It'll snag. What you do is you cut the pieces and then don't put them together, and then you push the wire through one piece at a time, push it all the way through, then grab the next piece of pipe, push it all the way down the wire, connect that one, push it all the way through, get the next one. So you kind of just put it together in pieces and then snap it together as you go. So I just have it come into the box, and then from there it enters the gaggle, right? I didn't have enough loom to really do it right, and what you really should have, you'd start off with a little loom, because these are little wires coming out of here. So you'd start off with a little loom, and then when it comes together, you'd have a bigger loom. So you end up, to do a really nice job, you probably should have 3 or 4 different sizes of loom. And then you get to this gaggle in the middle, and I'm like, I just gave up and threw some electrical tape on it, right? You know, like this piece is what you would want. I start off with a little piece, and then join it to a bigger piece as it comes in, right? You know, it looks nicer, you know, instead of just having a bunch of wires hanging out, you know. Yeah, hope that gives you some ideas at least. Thanks for watching.